right, everybody, so welcome back. So we do have in studio now Dr. Clarence Green, Special Envoy, International Relations and Trade, AFRIDU. So he's here with us. Hopefully a little later we will be able to join another representative, Mr. Jerry Bell. But we are discussing now the African Descendants Citizenship Bill of Nigeria, and Dr. has been given the opportunity to address the Nigerian Senate in Abuja. That's this month, yeah, to give his contribution to the African Descendant Citizenship Bill. Doctor, thank you very much for coming this morning.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, nice to be here.
So, Doctor, let's get right into it, because I'm sure that some people are going to be questioning, how did Doctor get this opportunity to contribute to such a significant bill?
It's a rare opportunity, and it's a humbling experience to be called to this.
Yeah.
Being part of this particular organization, which has its head office in South Africa and Nigeria, I have been elected to be the Special Envoy for International Trade. And prior to that, in the organization, I was the ambassador to the CARICOM, as well as the United States and Canada. So this position now takes me out of just a region and more on the international stage.
Yes.
I've been there for a while, and I guess the board of directors found it best, because one of the things you have to understand about the bill and why I was invited, the bill to have this citizenship bill in Nigeria is something that not just affects CARICOM, it affects every black person around the world. And that bill is important because as a person who is involved, I go to defend the bill. I go to defend the bill. The bill is in its second stage. It's already been read in the Senate once.
Yes.
This is the second stage it's going into. So what is happening? They're looking for individuals within CARICOM and every other country to tell the Nigerian government why they should sign this bill. They've heard from the Nigerians, they've heard from other people. This is our turn to go there and defend the bill as to why. And I fell right into that. That's how I was able, because of my connection and my long-standing relationship in AFRIDU.
Yes.
I was selected to.
What are you defending in this bill?
I'm defending the bill as to why they should do it. Now, what you have to understand, if you go all the way back to the transatlantic slave trade,
yes,
with people who from Nigeria being dragged across the Atlantic to come here and be enslaved. The truth about it is that they never give up their citizenship. They died in a foreign country that they were forced to go to. And what is the discussion by our organization, which is a civil society organization, this is not a governmental organization. The argument here is because they never give up their citizenship, as our we are descendants of those people. And because we are descendants, the fight in this thing is to restore citizenship to the descendants of those slaves that were here. And that's what we're trying to do. It's important to do that, but we have to sell it to the Nigerian people. We've done a good job so far to get the respect of the government to get to this point, to even to have a sponsor in the Senate. But now we are going to say, lend our voices to part of the process. It's a process that we are going through, and we know at the end, we feel very positive that it's going to happen. But in the process, the voices of the people that you're fighting for is important.
Right.
And so myself or anyone else who wants to come along with me, be it a prime minister, be it a permanent secretary, be it somebody in government who wants to be part of this. It sounds like if it's a world thing or it's a Nigerian thing, but this bill is so important to people in the CARICOM region that it's important that we fight for it as well.
Yeah, but let's get to the benefits of this bill for CARICOM nationals.
Okay. Now, in a sense, CARICOM nationals are pretty much, when I looked at the whole survey and we look at how things are shaping up, CARICOM nationals are pretty much settled where they are. We are not people that are still fighting to go to Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Caribbean. We definitely have some level of, we definitely have some quality of life here and stuff like that. So that's fine. But the thing about it is that when you look at what governments are doing right now, as far as trade, they're having bilateral conversations with Africa, the continent.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about, I think just last night, St. Kitts, and they now have free visas to Nigeria and all this stuff. There's a conversation that's constantly going on right now about trade, cultural exchanges, doing business, and like your guest was here before, tourism and all these things. So what happens, what's happening, the benefits is that you're not going into Nigeria as a investor. You're going as a citizen with all the rights of citizens, the right to vote and everything else. So just imagine, businessmen in Trinidad and Tobago, like myself, decides to take up on that offer to go to Nigeria. It means that now we have people from Trinidad and Tobago who are filtering in all the different sectors.
Yes.
And either moving their business or extending their business and trade and culture and different things into a foreign country. And now it makes it easier when government goes to speak. Government's actually speaking to Trinidadian businessmen who are now Nigerian citizenship, and it makes it easier for things to happen.
But Doctor, who would have brought this bill? And if it is that the government who would have brought the bill, I'm trying to find out what is the government's position, not our government, but the Nigerian government. If it is that the Nigerian government would have brought this bill, who would have tabled this bill, and how do the Nigerians feel about the bill? Is there support?
There's a lot of support. The bill was brought to the Nigerian government by AFRIDU.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Yes.
We bought the bill. And at first we got a little pushback. It took us about 2 or 3 years to get to this point. Conversation to try to understand all the nitty-gritties of why we're pushing for this. What's the difference between what you're offering and somebody just applying to Nigeria to get a citizenship? Because we can do that. The difference is we wanted to pay some homage to those who have gone before us.
Right.
And in the bill, we wanted to do it in a way to make it more historic, that those who had lost their privileges of being Nigerian and enslaved, we wanted to attach that to this. So it's a special bill that ends at the same point of citizenship, but the historic part of it and all the things that has happened in the past is like reparative justice, if you want to look at this. We always talk about reparative justice. Reparative justice, we talk about it most of the times. We talk about it in terms of money, finances. This is more than money. This is giving reparative justice, yes, but it is giving us an opportunity to be citizenship, to invest in somebody's country, for them to have cultural exchanges, and the list goes on and on. And those are some of the benefits.
Dr. Reen, let's now join your colleague, Mr. Jerry Bell. Of course, he's a Grammy Award R&B recording artist in the United States. Mr. Bell, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. Do we have Mr. Bell? All right, okay. So we'll return to Mr. Bell when that opportunity presents itself. So, Dr. Green, these steps that you have taken, what sort of reviews, if any, are you receiving in Trinidad and Tobago and other countries of the Caribbean? Do they support what you are trying to do, the organization?
I've written, that's a great question. I've written to most of the prime ministers of the region. I've written to the Foreign Affairs Ministries, the Tourism Ministry. I was just telling your guests as well, I've written to them. I've written to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago personally. I've written to all of the chambers of commerce, the different chambers throughout Trinidad and Tobago, writing them formal letters of what we're trying to do and the reason we're trying to do it, with the intent that we will get their support. Now, Nigeria is not going to Tobago, and it takes a lot of money to get to Nigeria. This is a civil society organization that is doing something on a global scale that affects all of us. My feelings and my request to governments and all businessmen, churches, any organization who can help me get to Nigeria. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Who gets to, like you said earlier on, which private citizen gets to address the Senate? I'm going to represent my country, I'm going to represent CARICOM on a very high level. It's a rare opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So my plea is for people to come out and call us and say, listen, how can we help? How can we get you to Nigeria?
Have you received the help?
Haven't received the help yet. That's one of the reasons I'm here.
Yeah.
To make sure that people hear it again. I'm making my wrongs around the media houses and stuff like that, and this is about the best place to be to do it. And I'm trying to let people know the importance of this, because it affects all of us.
Dr. Green, please stay with me for a few more minutes. We must go to a very short break, everybody. We're coming back. All right, everybody, so welcome back. So we are continuing our discussion with Dr. Clarence Green on the African Descendants Citizenship Bill. Doctor, when is it that you have to make your presentation?
The first week of November. The very first week of November. So
of November?
Of November. I have to leave Trinidad in time to get, take me about, I think it's about 48 hours to get there. So I have to leave Trinidad in time to get
All right, so what sort of help do you want people to provide to you?
We want help for transportation to Nigeria, flight to Nigeria, boarding and food.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. So, Doctor, how much money we be speaking about?
We're talking about $50,000 for the lease.
50,000 TT?
Yeah, TT.
That all you want, Doctor?
That's one.
Somebody call Doctor and give him a check, please.
Thank you. It's a small check.
Yeah.
One person can do it. If I get that, I can do that. Because my stay is just about a week.
Okay.
You know, even though I would love to stay longer because, you know, your first time you're going there, you would love to play tourist at the end of the day, but business is business.
Could you give us, I know you won't be able to give us all of the information or what you plan to table in the Senate, but could you give us a snapshot at all as to your argument to the Senate on that day?
My argument remains the same thing. First, to begin thanking them for even considering this bill.
Right.
The second stage would be more likely to give them, just like I said earlier on, I'm reiterating exactly what I said earlier on.
Yes.
The benefits that both countries would get out of this. First, to begin, Nigeria is going to make something that is very historic because most of the research that shows that a lot of the people that are in the Caribbean came from Nigeria.
Right.
A large percentage. As a matter of fact, the Nigerian president was in St. Lucia recently and found that out himself, that a large portion of people in St. Lucia are Nigerians. Some of the dishes, some of the wordings, the names that we call them might be spelled a little different or pronounced a little different. Okay. They are Nigerian dishes, even in Trinidad and Tobago. So there's a lot of history to match up. There's a lot of benefits in terms of trade, tourism, culture. When you talk about tourism alone, there's a big push right now to get tourists from the country of Nigeria and Africa to Trinidad. Yes. So those benefits, we're looking for foreign exchange in Trinidad. Those are areas to get into right now that makes it easier as we work with government. My job is to sell that idea to, yes, pass the bill. Pass the bill and let's move forward, because Ghana did the same thing a few years ago. But what Nigeria is about to do is much bigger than what Ghana or any other country to do. It's the biggest black population in the world with a population of 1.5 billion people. Think about some Trinidadians or some of us having citizenship there and being able to do that, have branches of our business. Those are the type of benefits. You could talk about mass populations, and there has to be something in those countries that can lend to the products that we have here in Trinidad.
Doctor, how do people get in contact with you?
1-868-397-5961.
Doctor, you need to slow down on those numbers. You know, we have to get that $50,000 for you.
Yeah, 1-868-397-5961. Yeah. Call me there. Tell me come to pick up the check.
Doctor, anything else you'd like to tell us before you leave us this morning?
Yeah, well, I want to say this, that my associate was supposed to be here.
Yes.
Grammy Award winner,
Mr. Jerry Bell.
Jerry Bell.
Yes.
He's very much a part of it. He's lending his music as well to us so that we can try to raise some funds off of his music as well. And we really appreciate that so much. He's an amazing person, and for most persons back in the 70s would know about him because he used to be with bands like Earth, Wind and Fire, the dance band. He's a very famous person, and he's lent his support behind this, and he's pushing this as well. So, yeah, so we're grateful for that. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope that you all have a heart of compassion. This is an opportunity for me to go to a foreign country, Nigeria, and address a Senate.
Yes.
I'm hoping that I get the support.
Are you all, do you all have, or active on social media too?
Very active on social media.
Yeah, so people can contact you
can,
there too?
You can look at the AfriDo page on social media as well. It would say AfriDo CARICOM States.
Yeah. Dr. Green, thank you very much for coming this morning, and we hope that you get the required funds to make this historic presentation to the Senate in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right. We're coming back, everybody, but we do have this for you. This is in Church Street in Mayaro. Yeah, that's a beautiful picture there. A rainy morning at Church Street in Mayaro. We're coming back, everybody. All right, everybody, so welcome back. So before we went to our break, of course, we were discussing the African Descendants Citizenship Bill, and we were trying to make contact with Mr. Jerry Bell. Of course, he's a Grammy Award R&B recording artist in the United States. We were having some difficulty with that. Mr. Bell is up very, very early in LA to speak with us this morning. So we have finally made connection with Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell, good morning to you, and thank you very much for holding the fort, as it were, and staying with us. We do appreciate it. Yeah? All right.
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes. We are finally hearing the Grammy Award winning voice. Yes, we are finally hearing it, Mr. Bell. So thank you very much for staying with us this morning. I want to speak a little bit more about the African Descendants Citizenship Bill. Of course, you are supporting these efforts. I want to speak a little bit about your participation and speak about also why is it so important for you to give your time, energy, and even music in connection with this cause.
Okay. So, one is our people need to connect with each other internationally, especially in the United States. And because of the way that things are going here, based on what Donald Trump is doing and the lack of education for our people to know what's happening in the motherland, it's very important to me. And as a matter of fact, my counterpart I think he just moved to Ghana, which is Stevie Wonder. And he's been trying to do the same thing. We've been trying to collectively bring the African, or I should say the Kubalan, to the U.S., to our people here, so that our people here are more educated about what's going on in all of the Kubalan, all of Africa. So it's very important. I think it's important for the bill to pass, so that it makes it easier for the countries to come together as one unit, one united Africa.
Yeah.
And it's very important. And I think on every level, especially getting the support from African Americans in the United States.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that support of African Americans in the United States, their support as it relates to this thrust in support of this African Descendants Citizenship Bill. What has the support been like?
Right now, everybody here is anxious. A lot of people are anxious to leave the United States, to come to every part of Africa that we possibly can, and to support whatever is necessary to make the bill very dynamic for our people. So on every level, because we have so much to offer from the U.S. As Black people to Africa, to Nigeria, to Mali, to any of the countries there,
Let's also,
even
yes.
even in the Caribbean as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the support that has been coming from Nigeria. What is that like?
We're still observing a lot of things that are connected with Nigeria to the U.S. We need to have more interest, and then the doors need to be open more for us to be able to bring whatever our talents are over to the country on every level.
You feel that there has to be a greater buy-in as it relates to this bill, as it relates to people understanding what is contained in the bill, what the intention of the bill is? And how do you do that?
Absolutely. It has to come from the government itself. And if the government opens up and allows us to intervene, then it would be a perfect situation. Because again, there are so many people here that that's extremely tired of what the United States has been portraying as far as the country is concerned anyway. Yeah. And so our people are ready to make moves. There are a lot of us that are already leaving to get into to every part of Africa that's opening for us. So if the bill in Nigeria opens itself up totally for us, we have so many different things to bring, from music to medicines to, I mean, everything that you can think about that we have here that can enhance whatever that is in that bill that they're trying to push forward.
Yeah. So you're giving your time and energy. I also understand that you're contributing your music towards this cause. Dr. Green has told that to us. What role is your music playing here?
Well, one is I'm very interested in a lot of production, not just musically, but also in motion pictures as well for Africa, to enhance everything about what they're trying to do, and to give, for instance, you had an opportunity to hear our music from this end. So to bring our production savvy to Nigeria, to different parts of Africa, to enhance building a greater strength in music and motion pictures for the youth as well as for the people, and to give it a very dynamic push, like what they would do here with Paramount Pictures or with Universal Records or that kind of thing. I think that needs to be in our own country. Mm-hmm. If we take it away from what we are doing here for these people, we need to be doing it for our own in the motherland.
Yeah.
And so that bill would open it up for us to really be able to maneuver and to push and make the country great, extremely great.
What role can we in Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean play when it comes to supporting this bill?
I think that if the Caribbean had more interconnection with musicians from here, mm-hmm. With the music community, I remember there was a concert series that Sinbad had did with Aruba, and it had I think different countries from all over the Caribbean that came to this event, and we brought everybody from Stevie Wonder, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Earth, Wind and Fire, Luther Vandross. I mean, everyone was on this bill. It lasted for, I think, about a month, and it was being supported at the time by Netflix. Mm-hmm. I think it was Netflix that supported this particular concert series, and it hasn't been done again. This has been almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I think that if we brought our people together like this, it would help enhance everything from the Caribbean to Africa.
Yeah. Mr. Bell, I just have about a minute again. Anything else you'd like to add before you leave us this morning? I know it's very early in the morning there. I want you to get some sleep, Mr. Bell.
No, I'm used to these hours because of being in the studio recording anyway. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to coming into the Caribbean and bringing whatever talents that I have that can support whatever it is that the Caribbean is trying to do, and also what it is that we need to support for Africa.
Yeah.
I'm anxious.
Yeah.
Very anxious.
Mm-hmm. So Dr. Green has rejoined us, and he has been listening attentively to our discussion. I know, Dr. Green, you would want to say some words to your friend.
My friend,
yes,
how you doing, man?
I'm
sorry
good.
Sorry to wake you up so early, but I know you're accustomed to it. Thank you very much for showing up on this important program, man. We blending our talents and our voices together to make sure that this bill passes in the Senate in Nigeria in October. Jerry, one of the things that he's very a humble man, yes, even though he has all that. What we're trying to do, he's given me the opportunity to anyone who wants to download his music, and we have a website that you could go and we can pass that link to them.
Yes.
They pay a certain amount of money and download the music. That money goes towards this whole push to Nigeria. So we're not just depending on the government, and that's a big part of it, yes, but we are still trying to help ourselves. So some of the music that he has, which he's already sent to me, and we have it on a platform that people could pay and download it, downloads immediately on your phone, and that money goes towards the trip as well.
Yeah. Mr. Bell, where can people find your music?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and actually you can come to my website is jerrybellmusic.com, and it's all over there.
Yes. Mr. Bell, it was a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Doctor, thank you very much for coming, and we wish you all success with this new initiative. And again, we wish you all success with your contribution to the Senate in Nigeria. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, gentlemen.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Coming back, everybody.
Call me. Call me.
Now that you have viewed the video, we launched this amazing global initiative to raise awareness and funds. Bijou Caribbean Connect, a trusted Caribbean brand with over 44 years of history, is launching its groundbreaking social impact marketing initiative that fuses commerce, entertainment, and humanitarian outreach. Together with Dr. Clarence Green, Grammy Award-winning recording artist Jerry Bell, and other international artists, Bijou Caribbean Connect will market music, products, and services on a global scale. What makes this initiative unique is its commitment to giving back. For every sale made, 40% of sales revenue will be dedicated to assisting individuals and families in need. The goal is clear: to raise $10 million United States dollars over the next 3 years, while directly supporting people with challenges in areas such as food security, healthcare, education, and community development. Every purchase becomes an act of giving, turning consumers into partners in positive change. This initiative represents more than business. It is a movement of hope and empowerment, designed to uplift communities while creating sustainable growth for the Caribbean and beyond. Bijou Caribbean Connect invites governments, corporations, NGOs, and the general public to partner in this bold vision, where commerce meets compassion and global culture becomes a force for good. Join our mission. Become an ambassador today. Purchase and download one of our amazing digital products for only $10 United States dollars. Your financial support can be life-changing, help spread our message, and raise the support we need to make a difference, locally and globally. Call us today to get started. 1-868-397-5961 WhatsApp or 1-678-856-3709.